Good evening, namaste, welcome. I hope you're all enjoying and sitting comfortably in your cozy sofas or beds because it's really cold here, at least here in Delhi. It's raining and it's, nice and cold. So get your hot water, make yourselves nice and cozy, and let's talk about this topic. Where's Vinita?
I'm here. Good evening, each
Good
and
evening.
everyone. And it's actually the last session of 2021 of Sunday Conversation. And we really wanted to discuss something that we all, in a way, are fighting, despite knowing that there is a law of attraction wherein we put our focus on, it grows. But maybe subconsciously we sabotage our own goodness by focusing on things we do not want in our lives, or we resist the people, they only come back to us. The patterns we form by not accepting what is happening, but actually maybe closing our eyes to it, or our egos are not letting us accept what is happening. So today's discussion is all about what you resist versus. Didi, it's such a beautiful talk that going to have, I'm sure. And taking this forward, we will continue our New Year's also a special conversation on how we can be positive and how important is positivity more than the length of resolutions that we make. A little bit about it. The first time this "What You Resist Persists" was, discussed by a Swiss psychiatrist, Carl Jung. And what possibly he meant was that the more you resist anything, the more we bring it into our life. So, Didi, can you actually explain it to us? Why do we do that, despite knowing that what we are calling or what we are thinking or running away, and we put our more energies into it, and then we say that we were fearing it, or it is a premonition that happens, and we invite all that negativity and by feeding in that energy. Over to you, Didi.
Thank you. Thank you, Vinita. So when I even look at this talk, the topic of today's talk, which is whatever you resist persists. And when I sort of discovered it or understood it in the first time, it was like we've always been told to put our full energy, full focus, try hard, keep going till you achieve what you want to achieve. So if you don't push or you don't put energy into what you want and really go after it, put in effort, make it a struggle, how will I achieve it? So these two things seemed very contradictory. And then I heard something, I'm just giving you a little background. Then I heard something, or I read something, in fact, when I was teaching tarot or I was learning tarot. And there was this card which says, go with the flow. And that's something which we hear ourselves saying all the time, in fact, advising people, go with the flow. But what does it really mean to go with the flow? Maybe we can even have this as a Sunday topic at some point. And I didn't understand. I mean, go with the flow. Of course, you're trying your best to go with the flow. So, what does it really mean when we say go with the flow? So, what I understood is that, when you're trying to swim, supposing you're swimming in a stream and you're swimming downstream, and you just don't need to make any effort because the current, the water, the flow is carrying you there, versus when you're trying to swim upstream. Now the water current is going this way, the flow is this way, the water is flowing downhill, but you are struggling to go uphill. And how much effort, it's not that you can't do it, but how much effort is required to fall into the flow of that. That is something which struck me, and it may seem a little off the topic, but it's worth a reflection for all of you. We put in so much effort and we make very small progress, whereas here we are really not making any effort, and we're just flowing with the whole uh, flowing downstream in the way that it's meant to. So what it also shows or tells us is that when we are trying to swim upstream, we are swimming against the current. Now, what do I mean when we say against the current? Meaning we are swimming against the flow. So we are going against the flow. And that's why we need a lot of more effort, and our progress is not so much. And why would we want to swim upstream? Because we want to change the course of the way the water is flowing. We want to change the direction of where life is wanting us to go. And that's the effort that we need to that we need to understand that it is such a struggle, and very soon it gets us so frustrated. What will happen? You try to swim upstream, for some time you'll keep going, you'll put in so much effort, very soon you'll be exhausted and you'll say, oh gosh, I just can't do it. And there you'll go, the stream will carry you where you need to go. So always understand that when you're getting into a space of frustration, when you're getting into a space of feeling that it's too much of a struggle, and I'm putting in so much effort, I'm trying to do all the right things, but I'm just not able to move ahead, reflect on it or think on it. What is it that is not allowing you to really move ahead? There's some resistance within you. And what is the resistance? If we look at it in the broader way right now, the resistance is the fact that the water is flowing downstream, but you are choosing to change the course of that. And that's why the struggle comes up. So for that moment, stop, take a pause and say, okay, maybe I need to reflect on life is pushing me this way. Let me just drop the resistance and flow with ease. Let me flow with ease downstream, and then let me see what happens. Where am I taken to? And it may seem that where I'm flowing or where I'm being taken to is somewhere new. It's not a very common place. I don't know. I'm unfamiliar. I'm scared. I'm fearful. I'm anxious. Yes, all those emotions could be coming up. But when you drop that struggle, when you drop that resistance, you will always be, taken very safely to where you need to go. It may be new, it may be different, it may be something which you have just not experienced before, but that's how life is, isn't it? So many times, like Vinita was speaking in the introduction, this is also another aspect of this statement. So many times we put effort, or we keep saying that I have to break this pattern of mine. I have to break this struggle of mine. I try so hard, but I'm not able to do it. And what are you doing in trying so hard? You're trying to, or you're putting your effort again on that whole issue. So what will happen? It will again, and it leads to again frustration, because you're not able to achieve what you're wanting to achieve. So what would happen if you sit back and say, okay, so let me think of it. I'm just not able to get out of this, this pattern of sleeping early. I'm just not able to get up. I keep tossing and turning. So drop into that, the resistance of the fact that I'm not able to sleep. It's been 2 hours I've been lying in bed. I'm just not able to sleep. I'm not able to break that pattern. That mind activity gets you frustrated. Whereas if you say, okay, I'm trying to break a pattern, I'm trying to change a course, I'm trying to move into something which is unfamiliar. So let me see, okay, one night I'm not able to sleep. Let me just try and meditate. Let me just try and be peaceful. Let me be okay with the fact that I'm not able to sleep, but not resist it. Just be at ease with it. 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, you'll see that before you know it, your body, your mind, everything will fall into that, into that space. And before you know it, you'll be able to break that habit of, sleeping late. And so many other things. I'm just taking a very simple, stupid, maybe even a random example. But that's the struggle. You get so frustrated, you say, just forget it now. I'm not even going to try. But try from the space of acceptance and not from the space of struggle, from the space of ease and not from the space of fighting something. And then you'll see that you'll be able to break through that pattern. Drop the resistance. Drop the resistance. I always give that example that, life is pushing you in a particular direction, but you want to move in the other direction. You want to reach from here to there, and you want to say, this is the shortest path, I want to go here. And life is pushing you here, but you're struggling to come back here, struggling to come back here, struggling to come back here, because you know only this way, and you feel this is the shortest way. Drop the resistance and say, okay, let me see, yahan se kahan se ghum ke aunga, where will I go? So go all around, and you'll come to the same place. And when you come there, you'll realize that, oh, wow, what a wonderful drive I had. This new path that I took, this new road, this new route that I took, I wasn't even aware of it. But to have the courage to break that, to drop that resistance, is something that will come into you with your awareness. That's what I mean, that you need to drop all resistances. The more you keep resisting, the more the problem will persist. It will become bigger and bigger and bigger. It's the simple law of attraction. Whatever you focus on expands in your life. Whatever you focus on. I don't want to be angry. I don't want to be angry. I don't want to be angry. I try so hard, but still I get angry. What is the word that you're repeating? What is the energy that you're sending out to the universe? In every statement, in every sentence, angry, 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 angry. What is the universe listening? What is the universe hearing? Anger is something which is familiar to her. Just give her a lot of anger. Put people around her who make her angry, because anger is something that is all the time in her head or all the time around her. So shift that. We've spoken about the words that we speak. I want to be peaceful, or I'm making full efforts to achieve peace. I am very peaceful. It's the same meaning. I don't want to be angry. I want to be peaceful. I don't want to struggle. Life is a struggle. Everything is a struggle. I manifest everything with ease, simplicity and ease. My life is simple and easy. And your mind will pop up and say, but no, that's not true. That's not true, because it is not. It's a struggle. Yes, it's a struggle. But again, who makes it a struggle? Or from where does the struggle come in? What is the point of reference to the struggle being more or less? That's again set by our mind, isn't it? Last time it happened easily. This time it's taking me so long. Why is it taking me so long? All these things that the mind brings up build up resistance within you. Just with that mind chatter, just with that mind activity. So be aware of your thoughts. Be aware of the things that are coming up. Don't keep repeating your same issues, your same problems again and again, because I don't want to be this. This don't is the resistance word, isn't it? I don't want to feel like this. I don't want to feel upset. So stop sort of repeating that in your own energy also. When you stop that, you will see that automatically the whole energy will shift, because you are at ease with what is. What you are resisting, you become easy with that whole path. And then that too becomes easy, because now you and that have become one. You've confronted it fully, and now you're ready to take it on head on. So there's no resistance. And then it becomes easy to flow with it, doesn't it? Does it make sense? Can we hear from you? Anything to share?
I just have a question, Didi. Do you think so? It is an ego that doesn't let us accept, and that's the reason that we resist so much, despite we knowing that what we are doing is we are actually creating a pattern which possibly we don't want. It's the ego or the mind space that comes into.
So see, ego, what we talk about in a layman way is very different. And yes, if we just look at it directly, it is definitely the ego. Because what do we mean when we say about the ego? Or why does resistance come in? It's like, I don't want the things to be in this way, because I want my ego, my mind, my personality wants the things to go in the way that I have thought and perceived. So yes, if you look at it directly, it is definitely the ego. It is definitely the ego as in the mind. But now when we look at the ego, we're not just talking about, the ego as in the arrogant part of you or the mind part of you. When we talk about the ego now on these forums, we talk about feeling a sense of separation. What do I mean by that sense of separation is understanding that there is no separation. If life is taking you in another way, just trust that, because that too is being given by the same universe, by the same God, by the same source, or whoever you trust in. That too is happening in your life, and you need to become one with it, because that is the way that you are being put at. It might sound very scattered, but it is just narrowing down to the same thing, that be in trust of wherever you are, in whichever way life is, presenting itself to you. Just be there in that way. And then you'll be carried forward. You are being carried forward even now. The ego, like Vinita says, is because the mind pops in and says, it has to be my way. I have to be right, and my way is right. That's when the problem crops in, doesn't it? So yes, definitely in a way it comes from the ego when we feel it is my way, but it is not my way. It is only one way, isn't it? It's the universal way. It's the way that it is meant to be. There are no two ways about anything. It is just meant to be that way. If you accept it, if you understand it, if you go with it, excellent. If not, you'll keep resisting, you'll keep fighting. You may reach where you need to reach, but it'll be a struggle. Does that answer your question, Vinita?
Yeah, it does. Explains it better.
Yeah. So when we say ego, it is not just about it's not just about the the egoic part of us. It is, yes, that is the mind which is bringing up these things, isn't it? Because you had perceived, or you had thought of things being in a particular way, but life is taking you in a different way, or things are presenting in a different way. Even in Reiki, we say, like when we talk about the Reiki principles, we say the first principle, which says, just for today, I will not be angry. That's one of the principles, in fact, the first principles of Reiki. So when do we get angry? I always ask this, and we've discussed this in our Reiki seminars. When do we get angry? Let's hear from you. What makes you angry? So many of you are here. Let's hear from you. Write on the chat, and maybe Srishti and Tanvi can read it out. What makes you angry? Or just speak up.
Sujata, can I ask something?
Manisha, thank you for being
Hi.
here. I'm
Hi.
missing you. Yes, please ask. Ask
no, I am not. I just want to ask something. Like you say that no resistance. So, in other words, do you mean that be effortless? Means don't do any efforts?
No, not at all. I don't mean that at all. See,
no, but
yeah.
but when like when you are doing efforts, then automatically you want to achieve something, or you want to reach somewhere. So then in that case, that is and what you are saying makes it a little contradictory. So can you explain to me?
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree with what you're saying. I'm not saying make no effort. I'm not saying make no effort. I'm saying make, if that effort is proving to be a struggle, or it's like getting you frustrated, irritated, then reflect on it. That, am I walking on the right path? Am I doing the things in the right way? Or, okay, I'm putting in so much effort, so much struggle to go to the left, but life is going on pushing me to the right. So can I just drop the effort to move to the left and put in effort moving towards the right? And you will realize that you will have to put so much less effort, and you may reach the same way where you want to reach. The universe knows where you need to reach, isn't it? So I'm not saying at all. I'm just saying, check, are you putting the pressure in the right way, putting the efforts in the right way? So many times when we are hitting a nail into the wall, or we are doing, I remember this in experiments of physics, that we are putting, or we are hitting something, and we go on and on and on, and it's not moving. But when you just strike it at the right point, it'll just go in one go, isn't it? So where are we putting all the effort? Are we putting it in the right focused way, or we're trying here, there, but it is not the way that life is taking us, or that we are going. So reflect, pause. When you get frustrated, when you get to that level of, that what is stopping me? What is happening here? Why can't I move ahead? Then stop and pause. Because when it gets frustrating inside, that's the time you need to reflect on. Am I putting my efforts in the right direction? Is all that I'm asking. I don't know if you joined in the beginning, but I gave that example that when you're trying to swim upstream, it's such a big effort, because you're moving against the flow, you're moving against the current, versus the fact when you just let go and say, okay, something is pushing me down, but I want to push upwards, because that's the way I want to go. And I get so frustrated, so tired, and then I give up. And then life just takes me downstream to wherever I need to go. So the mind has made this image that I have to work, I have to put an effort in this way to achieve what I'm wanting to achieve. But life or universe may have different things, may have different paths or different courses through which they want you to go to reach where you want to reach. So wait, pause, reflect, and then see where is it taking you. Is it worth just changing the path a little bit? And you'll see you'll be guided to the perfect place. So many times it happens that we are wanting to go, we are driving, and we are taking the road that is so familiar, and suddenly we feel that it's so difficult because the roads are broken or there's some barrier, there's something, and people keep saying that why don't you move, take the longer route or take the highway or take something, but our mind just tells us, no, I've gone on this is the shortest, let me just go here. And we know when it is our instinct or our gut feeling that is telling us, and when it is coming from a point of frustration that no, last time I went from here, 10 times I've gone from here, even now I have to go from here only. So if you're very honest and sincere and centered, we know that. And if you just stop and say, okay, let me take the different path today, let me go via this path. That is the ego, like Vinita was saying, because the mind has told you that this is the only way to go, this is where you go, this is how you go, keep going from here. But if today it's pushing you back or there's some problems, change your course. But do it without, drop that resistance, drop that struggle from the mind that this is where I have to go. I've always been going this way, and even now I need to go this way. That's what you need to stop and reflect on. Does that answer your question, Manisha, or you can ask?
Yes. Thank you, Sujata.
Yeah. So when you feel that point of frustration, that tipping point, I'm putting in so much effort, reflect and see, am I in the right place? You see a small child making a jigsaw puzzle. If that piece is not to be fitting in there, वो यहाँ से घुमाएंगे, वहाँ से घुमाएंगे कि अंदर fit हो जाए. It will not fit in, isn't it? And so much is being taken to put that piece inside. But the moment you have the right piece, you don't need to put an effort. वहाँ रखोगे, it will fall into the place instantly, isn't it?
Yes,
right?
Very true.
Reflect on that what is it that is not letting this piece fit into my life? I'm trying to go from here, try to put in, because it's looking as if this is the piece that is meant to be there. But let me try some other pieces. But no, the mind says, this is it. This is fitting in. I can see this. The other one may be a little different. But the moment you put it there, आपको effort ही नहीं डालना, वो immediately उस puzzle में जाके it will complete the picture, isn't it?
Yes, very true. Very true. The example which you have given.
Yeah. Just look at these small things which make it so, easy and effortless. Sometimes we are unwell and we keep saying, oh, I'm not taking a medicine because the medicine will harm me, or I'm not going to take allopathic medicines. And I'm in pain, I'm suffering. And I'm resisting that. I meet a doctor. The doctor also says it's okay to take a tablet or take a medicine. But I know so many people who are so, they would rather suffer and be in pain and not pop in that tablet. And I don't mean to be putting anybody down. People have their own thoughts and their ideas. But if you really want to ease yourself out, the trouble that is being caused by that pain and suffering, you can't move ahead and you're in bed, would be better to ease out. If it's so important, to just pop in that tablet, just drop that resistance. Don't make anything that, oh, I've said this, so this is how it is going to be. Like that statement we say never. In fact, just now, before getting onto this call, I was talking to a student of mine, and she was saying something. So I said, don't declare anything. Suddenly you feel, oh, I've had this, say, some trauma in my life. I've had a breakup, say, I'm never going to do this. I'm never going to connect to anybody. Don't say that. Energies will change, and then you'll be the one. Your mind will only beat you up. But you said you will never do that. That's why I always feel that moderation is a very important aspect of life. You get onto a diet, I'm going to be a vegan all my life. Okay, you can't. Sometimes your body doesn't allow it. Or you suddenly feel like going off that diet. Your mind will beat you up. You'll sabotage yourself because you'd always promised yourself that I'm always going to be a vegan. So be in moderation. Today you want to change it. It's fine. Don't be so strict and so disciplined and so upbeat about anything in life. Energies change, things change. Allow yourself to be with that. It's that resistance, mostly coming from our own mind, that beats us up, isn't it? So just be easy with what is. It's not happening now. It's not happening. So what will happen? But I have to make it happen. I have to make it happen. Again, I'm not talking about meeting targets at the end of the day, or completing certain things. If you have to do that, you have to do that. Though I even feel if that's also not happened, it's not meant to happen. But what is the space from which you accept this? Is it coming from a space of, like Manisha was asking, like making no efforts and theek hai, dekha jayega jo hoga? Or is it coming from a space of I've tried my best, but somehow I'm not able to complete it today? And that's fine. It's not going to, it's not the end of the world. Nothing is the end of the world. Always be honest to what you're feeling. Face it fully, acknowledge it, express it, and before you know it, it'll go away. Just because we don't want to look at it, it keeps popping up again and again, isn't it? I just don't want to see this. Everywhere you'll see only that. Everywhere you'll see only that. Why? Because the universe doesn't understand no or don't. It's like, I just don't want to see whatever. I just don't want to see any red cars. Just try it out. You will see only red cars when you step out on the road. Or when you decide to buy a car, you choose a particular car, you select a particular model, and it's like, okay, so I'm going to buy this car. It's only a thought in your mind, a decision in your mind. You haven't even discussed it. The moment you step out, you'll see all, every second car which will catch your eye will be something familiar. Have we not all experienced it?
Yeah, this has happened. That example which you have just given, this actually happened.
It always happens because you are sending out those vibrations of the red car, whether you don't want to see it or you want to buy it. The universe hears red car. It doesn't hear don't or buy. It just hears the red car. That's the vibration that will come to you. That's the vibration that will come to you.
The universe has no biases then, no?
Yeah, the universe is very wise, and it's a law of attraction. It's a simple law of attraction. Whatever you focus on expands. If you keep focusing on this pain in my shoulder, this pain in my shoulder, this pain in my shoulder, I just don't want to feel this. I try everything, but my shoulder pain doesn't go. Firstly, it's my shoulder pain. So I have really owned that shoulder pain now. It's become mine. So the universe says, this is her shoulder pain. Just let her have it more and more. And it's like I'm repeating the same thing. Again, the words that are going out are what? Shoulder pain, shoulder pain, shoulder pain, shoulder pain. Whereas you just keep saying, I want to be healthy. I'm just absolutely healthy. My body is pain-free, 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 pain-free. That's what goes out. So be aware of what you're saying. Drop that resistance. Don't. Resistance means I don't want this to happen. I just don't want this to happen. And we hear people saying, I just don't want this to happen, but this is only what is going on happening in my life. So take a pause and reflect. Everything that is happening in your life is a reflection of what you are sending out, the vibrations that you are sending out. So take a moment and pause and see what is making you attract that. Yes, please ask, Vinita.
Yeah, I wanted to ask, like, we talk about letting go also. So if we are, I want to let go of a certain fear or a certain obsessive pattern that I have observed. So I mean, if I'm repeating, I want to get rid of my fear. I want to get rid of my fear of heights or whatever. So is it a negative, this thing of saying it? Because you're again focusing on it.
Absolutely. What are the words that you're using? Fear.
Yeah.
Phobias, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's the word that you're using. That's the energy. What is the energy that you're sending out? An energy of fear. Isn't it? When you say that, I don't want to feel this fear, are you feeling very empowered by saying that?
No.
No, isn't it? So you're sending out the vibration of fear.
So we have to change it to I feel secure.
Absolutely. And like we say in energy work, fake it till you make it. Fake it till you make it. And when you go on, get into the space of, say, fear, or when you are, say, going to a height and you know that you're fearful of those heights, just say that, I mean, just tell yourself, just sort of reprogram your mind and say, okay, let me see what will happen. What will happen? What will happen? I'll suddenly feel faintish, or I might feel that, very anxious or upset. There could be panic, there could be churning, anything like that. So it doesn't matter. It's a feeling in the body. Let me today see what will happen if I go climb onto this thing. Let me just go feeling whatever I'm feeling in the body. Let me just feel that fully. And then let me see what happens. Let me climb up this thing today. If you want to break it, see, you're trying to climb up. Life is pushing you back, isn't it?
Yeah.
right? You're resisting it that way. Then you say, but what is the resistance here? The resistance is the fear that comes in. What is fear? What is the fear? The fear is that, oh my gosh, something might happen to me. I might fall down, or there's a heaviness there's a palpitation in my chest. There's a churning in my body. There's suddenly a gush of emotions or feelings in my head. That is what is fear, no?
Yeah.
Isn't it? Everybody has different sensations. So just look at that as a sensation. Don't resist that sensation. Let the palpitations happen. What will happen? Let the churning happen. What will happen? Once you do it, it'll absolutely go away. Because you're scared of that, because you're fearful of that palpitation, because your mind tells you that if you feel that palpitation, that means that something is happening to your body. You might get a heart attack, you might die, something will happen. But trust that if it's meant to happen on that height, it'll happen on that height. If it's meant to happen on the ground, it'll happen on the ground. But take the courage to step it, drop that resistance and say, let my body feel whatever it's feeling. Acknowledge that feeling, acknowledge that fear. Okay, fear is happening. What do I mean when I say fear is happening? There's a churning in my stomach, my legs start shaking, I start sweating, there's palpitation. For a moment, let it happen. Don't resist the feeling, the sensation that is coming up in your body. Don't resist it. Let it come up. Panic is happening. What will happen? What will happen? You'll breathe, very deeply. Somebody will help you, or you'll feel you're fainting. You might shout, scream. Just let it happen. Let it happen. Let that sensation happen in your body. Don't fear the panic. It's not the height that you're fearing. You're fearing the response to that comes up in your body, isn't it?
Right.
Right? So that is a sensation in the body. This is exactly the reason why we started these talks talking about the body-mind integration. The mind knows when I climb up, when I get into an elevator, when I see the lift moving to 5, 6, something starts happening. There's suddenly a churning in my body. But that does happen even for those who don't have a phobia for it. So many times when you're going up, to a new place and you're going up, especially with all these high skyscrapers and huge buildings all around the world now, don't we all feel that little palpitation or a little turmoil in our stomach? We all do, but then we know, just breathe and it'll go away. But suddenly we see, oh, something is happening to me. I'm having some churning in my stomach, and we start panicking. And then everything gets totally, drained. That's when the mind totally takes over. But if you say, okay, I'm having this, oh gosh, I'm feeling so big, let me just feel it fully. Let me just feel this churning, this fear, this heaviness, this, whatever palpitation, whatever sweat is coming, let it come. Let me just be silent. Let me see what will happen. Nothing will happen. Before you know, you'll be out of the elevator, and the next time you'll again go up, you'll feel something. It'll happen. Even when we have things like, when people feel giddy or nauseous, when they go on these huge rides, or when they go up the hills, you have motion sickness and all that. It's only the body's resistance to that, isn't it? But when you just say, okay, let it happen, let me just feel that it's okay. I feel sick when I go onto mountains. When you say that, it absolutely, the body becomes okay with it, and you'll be surprised to see that nothing will happen. Before you know, you'll reach where you were meant to reach. It's more the fear that once I vomited when I went up the hills, now every time it's going to happen to me. Now that keeps repeating. And I'm not saying it won't happen. Yes, it may happen again. But don't resist it. Okay, I feel so. I feel that. Doesn't matter. Let me see what will happen. When I'm feeling sick, I'll tell, okay, please stop the car. I need to, I need to vomit. So you'll instantly overcome that issue. You'll see you'll be able to overcome that issue. It won't become so big in your mind. Otherwise, before going on the trip, only 10 days before, now you have to go out. It's going to be a long drive. You're already feeling all that motion sickness from now only. Isn't it? So
Right.
let it happen. Let's whatever happens, happen. So what? Sometimes we don't have any motion sickness. We've never had it. But suddenly I'll feel sick on a particular day. I could be vomiting here, sitting in my house. So it's just a day when this is happening. Let it happen. So what? Don't resist it. Don't let it stop you from what you're wanting to do.
Auntie,
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, Manjula, you had a question?
yeah, Auntie, she's asking, can people overcome panic attack also through this?
Absolutely. Srishti, why don't you say? Why don't you reply to this? If we just pause and say, okay, panic is happening, let it happen. Let it happen. Of course you can. You have to be in that awareness. You have to be in that stillness. How do you know it's a panic attack? You suddenly know something is happening. I'm not able to breathe. I'm getting angry. There's a gush of emotions that is just overwhelming and overflowing. So let it happen. Let's just take that pause and let it happen. I feel like crying. I feel like venting out. I feel I need to, just say something. Just do that at that moment. Just do that at that moment. Don't stop yourself. It's not about anybody else around you. Just tell yourself, okay, I'm feeling the panic. The more you are in stillness, the more you are, you drop the resistance and you are more and more in your own grounded space, you will see that the panic attacks will also settle down. The problem is not the panic attack. The problem is I don't want to panic. The problem is the fear that comes up because once I went up on a high thing and I felt very sick. The problem is the fear, like they say, the fear of fear is actually the biggest fear. The fear of the fear is the biggest fear. Does that make sense, Manjula?
Yes, ma'am, it does make sense.
It's that fear that has accumulated in my mind that,
Yeah.
if I do this, if panic happens, suddenly I feel something. What is panic? What is panic? Describe panic. I feel out of control.
Yeah, I've heard kids who are in schools and colleges saying about this quite often. So when we try to calm them down, they said, you don't know about panic attack, it just comes. So just saying that, okay, we're just becoming aware of it and accepting it, breathing in this, full on breaths, breathe in and breathe, slow breaths.
Yeah. And believe me, it's not easy because you don't consciously call in that panic attack, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you talk about it, you've not consciously, when you say, I just don't want this in my life, you have not called that into your life consciously, isn't it?
Yes.
But the topic here is that the fact that it is in your life now, don't resist it. Because when you resist it, then it persists in your life. So panic is happening. And I know it is not easy. A lot of times, I've been a very anxious person. I've been a person who really used to panic because things were not going. You were just feeling everything is out of control, isn't it? You just don't know where to hold on to.
Yes.
Even this I can't do, even this I can't do. Oh my gosh, where am I? What is going to happen? It's just that feeling of out of control that there's nothing that you can hold on to, isn't it?
Yes, yes.
And that's where you feel, oh gosh, it's like I'm swimming in an ocean and I want an anchor. There's no anchor, I'm drowning. That's the panic, isn't it?
Yeah.
But we see even at that time when we stop that, swimming upstream and we drop the resistance, you see the body will float. The body will begin to float. So when you feel that, when you feel all these emotions coming up or anything coming up, the bigger message here is just drop the resistance. Just be in acceptance of whatever is the way it is. Just be in that full acceptance and see what happens. It's not going to be comfortable. There may be times it may not even happen. There may be times it may not even happen. Isn't it? The situation doesn't change, isn't it? So many times we take an anti-anxiety or we take a medicine. That does not mean that it helped the situation around to change. It just sort of numbed something inside you so that you don't feel that sensation of, of panic within you, isn't it? Isn't it so? So is it really that, is it really changing the situation outside? No. It's just that you are not reacting to that situation. You are not resisting what is happening. Or your body has come into that state of numbness with that medicine or that anti-anxiety pill. So you're not reacting to that same situation. The situation still remains the same, doesn't it? But your response is not there because you're not connecting to it. In whichever ways, it means your nerves, your mind has calmed down, isn't it? There may be still as much as aggression or arguments or whatever is happening around that is causing the anxiety or the panic in you. That has not changed, but your response to that has changed. And you can do that with your awareness, with your breathing, with your presence, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And now a lot of times, when I feel, oh gosh, this is something which I can't handle, I start to, I start to actually say or pray that, okay, so if this is how I'm meant to go, if I have to go in a different way than what I thought, then, just help me to go on that. God, universe, whomever you pray to, help me to drop this resistance and help me to show me the way ahead with ease. Because if this is the way it's meant to be, it's okay. I drop the resistance, but God help me now, take me on this path. Let me come into move on this path with ease. And you'll see that you'll be guided. Somebody will hold your hand and take you through that path. Absolutely no doubt in it. Absolutely no doubt. Come into that faith, come into that trust that the universe is putting you on the path where you need to be. It may not be what you want at this time in your life. It may not be very, nice and rosy and bright, but know that you are just in the place that you're meant to be at this time. And I'm repeating this again. It does not mean that you have to drop your efforts or you have to drop your aspirations or you have to give up something in life. I don't know if Vidhi is here. Is Vidhi here, Srishti?
Auntie, I'm just checking.
Yeah. No, I don't think, otherwise she would have spoken. So like, I have to get into this college. I have to get admission in this particular course only. I can even forego a whole year because I just want admission here. Resist. Next year also it doesn't happen. The laws change, some COVID happens, some things happen. That's all resistance, but you had to go through that and ultimately choose a different course, which is fine. This is the way the journey was meant to be. But now it's also nice and easy. The struggle was only that 1 year where it was that I just have to make it, I just have to make it. It's not fair. It's not this. And I'm not blaming her one bit. I'm just not blaming her one bit. A lot of times we have this and, we even choose to forego a lot of things just because we want to reach our target. And sometimes we do. There are a lot of people who go in for examinations. They don't crack it the first time. They put in efforts, they don't crack it the second time. And the third time they reach where they're meant to reach. But a lot of times that you're coming from an ego space. Why is this not happening to me? Why am I not being given admission here? Why am I not being able to move ahead on this? So reflect on it. If it seems your efforts are less, or if it seems you need to, change your classes, change your way of studying, change your approach, do that. If it's still not happening and it's still frustrating you, then understand, okay, let me see what will happen. And then you see that, okay, let me see the next best option for me. And you'll realize that next best option will actually take you a long way ahead, because that's where you're meant to be. And then don't say that, yeah, but I wasted 1 year. No, you did not waste 1 year. It had to happen that way. The moment you come to a point where you learn to drop that resistance, life will take over. The car will still keep running, life will still keep going, but the whole direction will change. Somebody else will, be driving you through a different path, and that will be just the perfect way to be. That's why we say, now all is in perfect divine order. Even if we are not liking it, even if it is something that is not resonating so well at this time. Yes, no, any questions, any reflections, any sharing?
Yeah, I quite identify with what you're saying, Sujata, because I think personally I've realized that the minute you accept what's going on and you're okay with what's going on, life just starts seeming a lot simpler. And where you were feeling that every day I have to struggle through everything, and and I'm still not happy with where I am, that kind of shifts. And like you said, things around you haven't shifted, they're still the same, but
Absolutely.
the way you you start looking at them and accepting them and being in gratitude for them, whatever they are.
Absolutely.
I think
Absolutely.
that kind of makes you feel very, very, very much at peace.
Yeah. And a lot of times it's not easy because, like we said, there are these old built-in patterns, habits, and the conditioned way of thinking that, we have to do this, we have to keep struggling, we have to keep. A lot of times I give people affirmations because they feel that wealth and prosperity will only come through a lot of hard work and struggle. I mean, if that was the course, that was the way things were meant to be, then we always say all these laborers, how much hard work they do, how much they struggle. They should be the richest people in the world, isn't it? But that's not true. We just see people who are born with a silver spoon, or they have everything served to them on a silver platter. And a lot of times it's like you're putting in so much effort, and that's why jealousy, envy comes in, that I'm working so hard, but I'm not getting the rewards, versus, somebody who's just living their life with much more ease. Of course, there are so many other factors, but yes, like Monica shared, it is absolutely true. The moment you decide to drop that resistance a little bit, things definitely become easy, because you have come into acceptance of what is. And one more very important thing before I say here, Srishti and Tanvi, one more very important thing is, don't feel that when you give up that resistance, you are a loser. Your mind will definitely tell you that, yeah, see, you are a loser, you couldn't succeed in this, so now you've chosen the second best. But no, that second best is only because you had categorized it in that way. Isn't it? It's the best. It's the best that is for you. So just trust and then enjoy this journey now. Enjoy this path now. Don't think that I failed, I couldn't do it, so now I've compromised on something less. That's not true. That's really not true. Because that's really self-sabotage. That really beats you up and doesn't make you feel good about yourself and about your life. It was meant to be this way, and this is the best for you. And it may be ranked second in the world also if you wish to, but for you, it is your best. It is where you are meant to be, isn't it? Yes, Tanvi, Srishti, who has a question?
Yeah, Sujata, hi, Kavita.
Hi, Kavita.
Yeah. How to drop the resistance of unknown things? How to drop the resistance of unknown things? Sometimes.
Firstly, it's unknown. You don't even know about it, isn't it? So your mind is only fooling you. You don't know about it, na? It's unknown. You're using the word unknown. So it's an illusion that is there in your mind. And again, like I say, how to drop the resistance is that understand that it's only a thought that has become so big in your mind. It's overpowering you. It's overtaking you. Come back to reality. What is real? Do you know what is going to happen? You don't know what is going to happen. Now, I say that, okay, so supposing somebody is wanting a job, okay, they give the interview, they feel that they are best suited, right? And they come back saying, I don't know if I'll get a job. I don't think I will get this job. The result is going to come out 10 days later. So one thing is, I don't think I will get this job. The other thing is, I say, of course you'll get the job. Okay. Now, nothing is true, isn't it? I'm trying to show you that both are illusions. Till you actually have the letter of rejection or the letter of acceptance, they're both illusions, isn't it? Now we know the law of attraction. What do we want to focus on? You want to focus on, I won't get the job, or you want to focus on, I will get the job. You will only get it when it is meant to come. But for those 10 days, and I'm taking 10 days as a very short period, it could be even 10 years in your life. For those 10 days, how do you want to live? Thinking that I will get the job, focusing on the law of attraction, which says, yes, I'm so best suited, I will 100% be selected. Versus thinking, no, I don't think I'm going to get the job. There were so many other candidates, so many were better than me. It's a fight between both, isn't it? Right? Now, supposing you say that after 10 days, what if I focus on the fact that I will get the job, but I still don't get it? I'm taking all possibilities. Let's be realistic in this, isn't it? That too happens. I focused on this fact that I will get the job, but still after 10 days, I get a letter of rejection. But how did I live my 10 days? And how will I take it on the 11th day? Will I be demoralized that, oh gosh, I even tried the law of attraction, but it didn't work? Then have a bigger trust. This was not meant for me. Now let me see with this qualification, where else can I apply? Versus feeling that I knew I will not get it and I feel more demoralized, and my faith that I will never get a good job gets more solidified. versus this faith that yes, I tried my best, but okay, it didn't work in my favor. Now let me see ahead. There are, the things are the same way. So till that event actually happens, how am I living? Am I living in fear or am I living in trust? It will happen when it is meant to happen, isn't it? You can't make it happen in this way. But if you live with a positive trust that, yeah, it's going to happen at the perfect time, it will happen. Let me continue to put in my efforts there. Let me do whatever is needed. So how am I going to live my life? Am I going to live it in fear that it's not happening, it's not happening, it's not never going to happen? How will I do it? When the time comes, everything will happen. But you can't make it happen at the time that you want it to happen. It will happen at the perfect time. So have that trust. This is the ego. This is what Vinita was saying in a different way. This is a sense of separation because I'm not trusting the universe. I'm not trusting life. It's not separation from anything else. It's only separation between me and the universe. And not trusting that whatever God is doing for my benefit. Even if I'm falling sick, it's just a way of my life has to be in this way. This is my destiny. This is what has been chosen. But does that mean I sit back and say, okay, now I've fallen sick. Now I've not got the job. So I just am rejected. I'm not going to do anything. That's not it. Karam to karne hi hai. We have to do what we need to do. Isn't it? Does that answer the question?
Jata, right. Thank you so much, Jata.
Thank you for being here. I want to hear more questions.
Thank you.
Your questions help so many others also, because a lot of people have similar questions in their mind. So,
Jata, true.
yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Srishti, you want to ask something? Or Tanvi?
Auntie, it's like, every time I listen, every time we learn something, but yes.
Auntie, and whatever, we want to ask, you already answer it. So like, I think it just automatically happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just remember, next time you feel uncomfortable, you feel a sense of discomfort, you feel a sense of frustration, you feel a sense of irritation, you feel anger, it is all coming from you resisting whatever is happening around that topic in life. A lot of times you say, oh, you keep telling somebody who's helping you, your house help, don't do it this way, don't do it. You start getting angry that you've explained to her 10 times, but again, she's doing it in the wrong way. So drop that resistance. Just tell her, ki, haan, bahut achhe se rakha, or do it yourself. Drop that resistance because you are saying, I'm going on telling her, but she's not understanding. But she's not understanding. So accept she is not understanding. The moment you accept it, you will see that the situation will also change. Again, I don't know from where I get these random stupid day-to-day examples, because these are the things that make us feel frustrated and irritated, isn't it? We are resisting, it has to be this way, right? So whenever you feel that sense of discomfort, understand that there is a resistance that is creating that discomfort. Reflect on that resistance, accept that. The resistance changes to acceptance, and then everything becomes easy and smooth.
Hi. Sujata ma'am, right time you answered the question about irritation, because another thing is that, I'm sure most of us who are in this meeting now are aware of all these facts, but quite often when we face the real situation, we tend to forget it. So such topics being discussed quite often, it just solidifies that faith, to just go with the flow.
Yeah.
Thank you
Thanks,
so much.
Sheila. And please feel free to share some topics if you feel anything comes up, because I want to make this a reality show. It's like something which you are going through. Like when Manisha asks questions, it's actually what she's going through. When you ask, or when Srishti or Kavita asks, it's exactly what you are going through. When Monica shares her experiences, exactly because she's learned to drop that resistance and she's seen that life has become easy. So we speak from our experience. So when you have a topic, when something strikes you in the day, just instantly send us a WhatsApp that I would love to hear on this topic, and we'll immediately, incorporate it into our talks. And as you rightly said, most of the things, the underlying message is the same, isn't it? It's just different forms of or situations that occur in our life, and we either have to catch it from here or here or here or here, but we're actually giving you the same message. Drop everything else, just come back to your breath.
Sure.
Resistance will go, isn't it? You're feeling anxious, okay, come back to your breath. Meaning just come into stillness, just come into groundedness. And that's when everything else will drop off. So acceptance is what? Just coming into the present moment. Okay, this is it. I want it to be black, but it's white. Okay, so now what? You'll start enjoying the white also. So thank you for saying that, Manjula. We love to hear such things. Keeps us motivated to keep going. And
Thank
that's
you.
the reason why we want to come every Sunday, and I want to share, because again, even though we know all that, even though I know all that, it's not that I don't slip into times when I feel, resistance is coming up. I also get caught in it. But these reminders help us to, make our way. And then actually that becomes the default way of living. Isn't it? So it's absolutely okay. All that you're feeling is fine. Don't fight your feelings. Don't fight your emotions. Don't struggle to fix anything. Just come into that acceptance. It'll automatically get fixed.
Thanks for saying that, Sue, because I was just thinking, while you were talking, that the resistance does keep coming back. And
Of course.
that, at that time, there is so much of mind chatter that feeds into that resistance that, you have to consciously tell yourself, okay, hold it. I don't
Yeah.
want to go there.
Yeah.
So I'm not going there.
But still you go there sometimes. Now still you slip
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
So it's okay. It's fine. Then you say, okay, today I slipped in. Today, like we said, that today's a cloudy day. Today it's raining. So it's okay. It's raining. Enjoy the rain. Pick up your book and sit and read and watch a movie and just enjoy the rain. And you'll see that it won't bother you. But if you keep saying, why is it raining? Why is it raining? Why is the sun not shining? Then you'll ruin your whole day.
Yeah, I think, and that thing about trying to find a reason really kind of fits in well,
Yeah.
because if you feel like crying, cry. I mean, it's just an emotion, let it out. We don't question ourselves when we laugh. Why are we laughing?
Absolutely, absolutely.
But
It's
every time we cry, we try to find a reason behind those tears. And
yeah.
I think what I've learned through all these years and talking to you and, doing all this energy work is that it's okay. It's just another emotion. So
Yeah.
just let it come and it'll go.
Absolutely. And you have seen it, how much resistance you have dropped, Monica. I know you for so many years now. How much resistance you have dropped, isn't it?
Yeah.
And actually, I was listening to a talk today morning only. I'm not remembering what I was listening to, but one statement that stayed with me was that somehow the human mind is programmed in such a way that you remember the traumas more. The traumas remain more alive than the happy moments. Right? If you see today for the last 12 hours, there may have been more happy moments and there may have been one argument in the house, but that argument is what stays alive with you for the next as many years as you want to keep it alive, rather than the remaining 10 hours or the remaining 100 things where you laughed or you smiled or you appreciated something or you were just like absolutely fine. But that 10 minutes of not feeling good or having an argument or feeling low remains with you. That's how our mind is sort of programmed, so that, and I reflected on it because that seems true, isn't it? Will you remember at the end of the day, yeah, we had such a good laugh at lunch together? No, you'll remember that one thing when, somebody shouted at you or said something, snapped at you, isn't it? So the mind is programmed in such a way. So be aware of the mind and start reprogramming the mind to think of all the happy moments in your life. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing and joining in, and keep coming. I promise that we'll continue these talks as regularly as we can. And it's lovely to share here. And, if it helps you in any which way, even an iota, and even one time, if you remember that, okay, let me pause and, drop this resistance, it's worth having these talks. So thank you so much.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.